So hey guys and YouTubers, good evening to all of you. So we are about to get started. Just a second. I slept and woke up recently. So sorry. Yeah. 1 second, guys. Let me open the chat. Just a second, guys. Yes, good evening. Okay. So let me share my screen. Good evening, Ayush. Good evening, Achiha. Awesome, guys. Good evening, Rick. Yep, 1 second. What happened? Yep. So guys, let's start. Okay. So you got to the very basic introduction of Node.js in the last class. Okay. So now the next thing that we have to deal with is APIs, and let's talk about APIs a little and let's try to figure it out. Okay. Okay. I guess you can see my screen. Okay. So 1 second, let me use my digital board. Yep, guys. Okay. Chair is 2. Yeah. Now the height is okay. Chair height was too high. Okay, guys. So let me open this. So control P. So now guys, let's first try to understand what is an API and what is the use of it. Okay, and what are the types of APIs. This is like the minimum requirement to start any application. Okay. So we'll study this and then we'll jump to our application. Okay. And I'll talk about even few more things related to it, though we may not need in our application, but you will understand. Okay. Now let's talk about this. This is a sign up. Okay. Let's take this as a sign up page. In a sign up page, you will have, let's suppose, name, email, password, okay, and a submit button. At least this much. Okay. And then we can have some more pages. So this you can call it page 1. Then we can have more such pages. Page 2, page 3, page 4. Let's call page 2 as sign in page. Page 3 as payment page. Page 4 at, let's suppose, orders page. Something like there can be a lot of options. So basically for everything there will be some design, right? And corresponding to design, what will happen? For all corresponding things, there will be something called design, like logic. Now, what is the purpose of this logic? Okay, the purpose of this logic, like if we understand it, sign up. Okay, so whenever this button is clicked, this data need to be sent to backend. Okay, what will backend do with this data? The backend will do following things. Number one, do all validations. Just, sorry guys. Validations. Number two, this is email. No? So again, like validations in all the case, like names would be like, generally we put name as 3 letters. So names would be of 3 letters. Or if you want to put both first name and last name are there. Email ID should be in the proper format. Password should be like, what do you say? Strong, these all things. The second, you will have to check with email ID. If email, like valid, like check if suitable for sign up. What do I mean by that? That you have to check with the email ID. If this email ID is not present, like if someone has not already signed up with this email ID, what will happen? Then you need to use this email ID. If someone has already signed up with this email ID, then you have to give him an error message. Hey, you cannot sign up with this email ID. This is already in use, or some error message like this, right? So once you have given that, okay, if that stage is also done, then the stage 4 is saving this data. So for saving this data, we use something called database. Okay. Whenever you see this symbol, database. So I think this database word, we have just have a keyword idea of it, right? Okay. Okay, great. So this is the 1, 2, 3. Now, similarly, so what happens? So like the front end and the back end are joined somehow, right? Okay. Okay, so this you can call it like a route. Route basically in a simple word is a link. Like every code that you write in form of API. So this is called API. So API you can imagine like a normal code which have 2 special functions. 2 is request and response. Request means it can accept the data. Respond means it can send the data. Code just it will have a 2 extra powers. So it can send some data to the front end. It can receive some data from the front end, and accordingly it can action. Right. 1 second. Okay. Similarly, when you go to sign up will have its own logic. Like it will accept email ID and password, and then check if the email ID and password is correct, validations, and each and everything. Similarly, payment will have their own logic in the backend. Orders will have their own logic in the backend. So whatever code that you have written for this particular logic in the backend, okay, let's call it code 1, code 2, code 3, code 4. And then if you are linking this code with a front end, in general, this is called API. API is nothing. API is a piece of code with some extra features, request and response. Okay. Okay. So this is not a difficult thing. This you got it, but now no, it's not difficult, but that is the thing which you need to understand. It's called types of APIs. What are different types of API? So guys, these are the different types of API. Number 1. Okay. Sorry, what am I doing? Drawing. 1 second. I just woke up, so sometimes mind is blocked. Okay. So the one type of API is called get. Then you have post. Then you have put and patch. And then you have delete. In simple words, if I see put and patch is used when you need to update a value. Okay. Delete, you got it when you are deleting something. Get and post, okay. There are some more addition to it, so we'll understand. I just give you a basic thing. Let's see. Let's suppose this is front end. This is back end. Okay, you know. So this backend API, I mean to say. So now this will establish connection, and it can send some data and it can receive some data. We'll have both the capacity, right? So what will happen? So this is the thing that will happen. So let's suppose if front end is not sending any data, front end, this guy F1 is not sending any data. It's only receiving data. Only receiving the data. Okay. You can call it get APIs. The type is okay. Like the front end will not send any data, he will just receive a data. Simple as it is. Okay. Okay. Now come my interesting thing. Post, put, and patch. In post, put, and patch, what basically happens? Like what do you say? Front end will send some data. Backend can also send or don't send whatever it wants. It can do. Okay. That is optional. That doesn't matter. Here also, like since front end is not doing something, backend will do something. That only makes sense for API, right? Okay, so basically here both front end and backend can send data, or only backend will send data, not a problem. Okay, so it can be post type, put type, or patch type. Now it depends what that data is going to do, or then you basically decide, oh, is it a get type, is it a post type, or sorry, is it a post type, is it all put or patch type? Okay. So let me give you example of put and patch first. It's very easy to understand put and patch. So basically, if you have taken some data, just take a case of forget password. Okay, like you are hitting that API, forget password. So what will happen? In your database, you already have an existing password, right? You are just updating it with the new password, right? In this case, you'll be using put and patch. Means when you are updating, when your data is technically updating something, right? Okay, so in this case, what you will accept the new password, and while sending the message, you will just say, yeah, your new password has been successfully updated, right? But there are two things, put and patch, when to use what. Okay, so in this case, you will use put. Okay, like let's suppose there's a user object. Okay, it have things like name, email, and password. If you're updating one values or few values, use put. If you're completely updating this user, okay, if this user is completely getting updated, then you have to use patch. Okay. Post, in all other scenarios, use post. Like let's suppose, let me give you the scenario. Like of course in delete, I think you can get it. Like let's suppose you're deleting a profile picture or something, that kind of delete is happening, you can use the delete type. Okay. Delete also, you can send some data, receive some data, or if situation required, it may not send some data. That's totally okay. Okay. If something is getting deleted, you can use it. Okay. Now when it comes to get, like what is a post? In all other situations, you can use post. Like let's suppose like what do you say, in the login system. In login. So in login, what let's talk about the sign up. In sign up, what will happen? You will send some data, name, email, and password, which will go to backend. Backend will store in the database. So this is the first time that those data is getting created. So you can use a post. In sign in, what will happen? You will send some data. Okay. And this guy, the backend guy, will check, are those data correct or not? Like email ID and password are correct or not? If it is correct, awesome. It will send you the required details, and then you are like, okay, great. Okay. In this situation, you will also use post. Okay. So do you think, guys, you got an idea what is the difference between put and post? Like get, post, put, patch, and delete? Yes, no. The reason is no. Before starting writing the API, you have to basically decide what is the type of API. Then only you can write it in simple words. Yep. Like I'll give you some examples. Okay. For this, I was teaching GitHub to someone. Okay, let's come over it. So we were in the Node.js part. Teaching video Node.js. One second. Okay. Let me start it. npm init. Okay. Sorry. Uh, Control C. In case if I wrote some wrong command and you want to immediately stop it, you just use Control C, irrespective of your operating system, and that command execution will get stopped. Okay. npm. Server is running on port 3000. So okay, so this is running. So let me explain your API. You will understand in much more detail. Okay, we have here. So now guys. So now why are we getting hello guys here? Okay, let's try to figure it out. So I'm copying pasting the same thing. So for I'll explain you these things. Everything, but first I'm copy pasting this thing. And I'm just changing here. Here I'm writing, let's suppose, sign. And here I'll just write please sign. In simple words, okay? So what will you see here? Okay, this is okay, no problem. But now, when I go to the sign // sign in, you'll basically realize that I'm getting please sign in. Okay, the message that I wrote at this place, and why is that? See, the answer is very simple. Okay, / means what is your home URL? Like, let's suppose you name this application as google.com. So google.com, when you open google.com, hello guys will be written. Now, when you open google.com/sign in, whatever you have implemented here, this will be written in simple words. So this part is basically called routes. Okay, not a complete URL. We call it route because it's not a complete URL. How complete URL will be made? Complete URL will be made like this. You will have a base URL. Base URL means like whatever is the name of your website, like abc.com or whatever. Then /this. Perfect. This will like empty slash means this is the URL directly. /sign in means okay, the complete. Now, what are the type of this API? These are GET APIs, right? App.get. So if you want to write a post API, what will happen? So remember, it's not necessary for a post API always to return some data, right? Okay. We'll talk about it interestingly, slowly. So let's suppose this is a post API. Okay, so here the same URL writing, please sign it and post. Okay. So now if I open it, this is the same link I'm talking about, right? /sign in. So if I open it, this /sign in, what do you think? What will happen? We have got please sign in. We have not got the second part, find post. And why is that? Obviously, because your browser can just read your GET APIs. Your browser cannot read any APIs apart from post APIs, apart from GET APIs. Why? Because GET API, you just return the data. Like backend will just send the data, frontend does not have to send the data. In post API, here you are just sending the data, but there will be a lot of scenarios in which you need to accept the data. That is the problem. So how to check out what these APIs are doing? So for that, we use a tool called Postman. There are a number of things, but this is the industry standard. Okay, Postman. It's quite easy to use. So you have to download Postman, just search for Postman, click here, download Postman. You can also use this online, not a problem. Like I think the online version was not there like few years ago. They have recently launched it because that time I was using it download, and till that day I'm following that part. Okay, I'm downloading and using it. But Postman on web is there. You can now access Postman through web browser. Try the web version. I think it has been recently launched. Okay, you can use the web version. It's exactly the same, or you can download it based on your operating system. Okay, and this is how it looks. It looks a little dangerous, right? But it's just too simple. Okay, So once you download it, awesome. Okay, so let's search for here Postman. Postman, this is Postman. Okay, I think it's getting updated. Give it a minute. It's okay. Don't use Postman a lot on this computer. That's the main reason. This Postman is just for demo purpose. Okay. It's opening, guys. Wait for a minute. For some reason, it's taking too much time. Okay, it was updating to a special version. Okay, that is it. They launch out the update too quickly these days. Okay. So once you open, let me delete this part. Cannot save. Okay. So once you open, this will be empty, something like this. There will be nothing nowhere. I guess this is how you will see it. Okay, I think this is how you will see it. Okay. So, okay. So, okay, it's simple. You just click on send a request. Oh, okay. So now you will be here on this particular screen. Okay. This will be empty for you. For me, it's there because I may have done something in some other batches. Okay. Let it load. Okay. Okay. Let me clear this. Let me clear this. Okay. So it will be empty for you like this. You have to go to APIs. There are a number of other things which we'll talk about sometime in detail. So for now, this is the API. Open API, you can click here, or it's better always to click on displays. Okay, not displays, displays. Okay. Now this is a perfect solution for getting the like what do you say, whatever your output. Okay. So get this enter request URL. Okay. Now if you see here, where am I? Where is that? So no, did I close that? Oh, no problem. Okay. So basically your URL was localhost is to 3000, right? This was your base URL. On this base URL slash means now if you put get type, what will you get? You will get hello get, correct? So if you click on this, click on send, you'll get an option here. Okay, you got hello guys, right? Of course, there are a bunch of options which we'll explore. Just I'm giving you the basics. Okay. The second is a slash sign in, right? Slash sign. Capital small is okay. It's URL, so it's a sign in. And it should be when it is get type, you'll get the get message. Please sign. Right? And when I use the post type, you can change the type here. Click on send. Please sign in. I am post. You got such messages. Right? Awesome. Okay. Now, similarly, you can have a lot of APIs. You can see, like you can select them from. Forget about them as of now. So get, post, put, patch, and delete. These 5 things. Awesome. And then, yeah, similarly, you can write a complete link. Okay. And this is the place where you'll get the resulted output. There are some bunch of options here, which we'll explore slowly. So I think you got the point of APIs, right? I think the population is too less today. And no problem. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's all about APIs. I know it was quite boring. Some of you left also. No worries. Okay. So that's all. I think we are quite good to begin with the project. But I guess today number of populations here on YouTube is quite less. Okay. So let's pause till here. Okay. Tomorrow we'll have a little big session. Okay. So that let's see if we can complete our project tomorrow, or we can have one extra class. We will not have any classes on Saturday, Sunday. Again, we'll have if we have extra class, we'll have it on Monday. Okay. So pausing today. We'll start with the what do you say, project from tomorrow. Okay, guys, dear YouTubers, I'll catch you soon.